Hello, everyone. Ooh, I say. How are we?
Fantastic.
Good.
Alfred's had a good amount of action. What's been the most physically difficult thing that you've done in playing this character?
Well, getting old, I think, is the most physically... Because the thing is, I don't bounce like I used to. I sort of splat now. But the thing is that we have the most amazing stunt team. Our big shout out goes to Norm and our stunt crew, because they've just been nominated for an Emmy, which is just phenomenal. But they let me do as much as I possibly can. That's the great thing about our team. You know, a lot of the other shows, not detracting from the brilliance of Game of Thrones and Daredevil and stuff like that, but they get a great deal of time to do it. We have very little time. We shoot our show, believe it or not, in 8 days, which is extraordinary because you see the operatic nature of it. And sometimes we don't get given very little time to do these fights, and we're so proud of them because they're so real and visceral. I love doing them, but my body doesn't, I don't think. So one of the hardest ones was the one with Tabitha, because I was wearing about 5 layers of clothes. It's incredibly hot. But being allowed to give Alfred physicality makes so much sense now, because you suddenly realise who taught Batman to become Batman. You suddenly, the physicality came from Alfred. So it's an honour to actually sort of to redefine, not reimagine, but just slightly redefine slightly. Give him a history, give him like a history and an edge, which later, of course, he enables young Master Bruce to become the man he later becomes, Batman.
Draws a lot of energy from Alfred throughout season 2. Where does Alfred draw his energy from as a character?
Where does he draw his? Well, from his own personal dark.
Just from a personal perspective, Alfred's done a lot on his play.
Yeah.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Where do you think Alfred's character from?
He does. He gets it from young Master Bruce. He says it in one of the episodes just before he gets stabbed by his old friend Reggie from the SAS. He says, I need the boy as much as the boy needs me. And he's very cosseted. He's a very dark soul, Alfred. He's got post-traumatic stress. He never sleeps. I don't know if you noticed, but he seems to do everything in the entire manner. I mean, he dusts, he cleans, he cooks, because he can't sleep. Because he does sleep. He closes his eyes, he sees the people he killed. So that actually is to detract from that and to be concerned about someone else is the thing that keeps him in line. He lives a very cosseted nature, the way he wears his clothes. Otherwise, I think he'd explode. He would have become that character Reggie. He has a very dark soul inside. And Thomas Wayne took him in when he was damaged from the wars and gave him a position of trust and love, really. So that he needs the boy as much as he needs him. Well, weirdly enough, I mean, the thing is, you can't tell a teenager not to do something because they promptly go off and do it. I've got a son, called Alfred, weirdly enough, that I know that myself. And the thing is, so you'll see a sort of a coming together, a culmination of the two characters. They'll start to be drawn inexorably closer together, more like the relationship that you actually know of Alfred and Bruce. You'll start to see them come together and understand and communicate better than they did in the first 2 seasons. So they actually start to come together, and they've extended our manor. It's not just the study now. We've got a kitchen and a conservatory, so we're quite pleased. Love what I've done with the old place, by the way, where we start to spar, and you'll start to see the training of Alfred is like a Swiss Army knife. He's got many, many aspects, and I think that has to be reflected in the young Master Bruce to the man he later becomes as Batman, because he can do everything, from changing his voice to knowing about computers to the dark arts to driving a car to horticulture to cooking to dancing to everything. It all comes from this man.
We've seen Alfred have little asides with Lucius Fox or even Leslie Tompkins. Will we see him interacting with other characters outside of the Bruce together banner?
I've heard there might be a lady might be around. I don't know. Listen, I know as much as you. You have to understand that. We know very little. It's like opening a Christmas present where we open a script. But I've been told there might be a lady. Hold the front page.
You mentioned that Bruce is going to start to develop his like dual personality.
Yeah.
This season, is Alfred going to have a direct hand in that, or is he going to be aware that, or is he just going to think he's just being a teenager going off the rails?
I'm sorry, I've just got chewing gum in the back of my legs. So can you ask that again?
He mentioned earlier that Bruce was going to develop his dual personality this season.
Yeah.
Is Alfred going to be, aware of that, or is it going to be just like
No. Absolutely, you'll be fully aware of it. In the SAS, there's so many attributes that you have to have. You have to study so many different elements. Deception is one of them. The art of deception is one of them. There's camouflage, and all of that, if you think about it, is part of the persona of the man that later dons the cowl. So yes, Alfred will be very much part of that. It's a fantastic. I can't give too much away, but it's a fantastic double hook on it, where that's what I say. I'll be taken outside and shot. So, but yes, they definitely start to develop the Richie Rich persona as the smokescreen to cover up what they're really up to, without saying too much. I knew some people that were in the service in the SAS, and I'm very pleased that Jeff Johnson, my showrunners, allowed me to change him from being a Marine to being a member of the Specialised Service. I'd spent some time at the in Herefordshire on another show. That's a great thing about our job. We get opportunities of dipping a toe in many different sort of aspects of life, really. And I've trained with the military before and other things, so that had an awful lot to do with it. It was the military background was the thing was very important to me. Giving him a reason why would the richest man in the world have a snide, cocky East Ender working for him? To us it was obvious, and with the showrunners it was obvious. He was there not just as a confidant, but as a protectorate. And so, I'm hoping that we'll tap on the relationship that did exist between Thomas Wayne and Alfred. Because if you've read the Earth One books and things like that, you'll see that they fought together, and Alfred saved his lives on several occasions. So I'm hoping that there'll be some element of that, of his prehistory as well. Oh, great. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.